Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're drilling down into how specific fats in our diet can really influence cancer outcomes.
Specifically growth and metastasis.
Yeah, right. And we're going to look at the material you've pulled together on this.
It's crucial to start with the timeline because it really changes how you think about all of this. Most solid tumors, they take decades to form.
Decades.
Yeah, I mean, take ovarian cancer. A diagnosis at age 62, that disease might have actually started when that person was just 18.
44 years, that's a huge window.
It is, and it's why so many of us are, walking around with tiny microscopic tumors we don't even know about. The majority of men in their 60s have prostate tumors,
Right.
and over a third of women in their 40s are harboring these latent breast cancer cells.
So if that first step, the DNA mutation, has maybe already happened for a lot of us,
Yeah.
the goal then becomes about that promotion stage, right?
Exactly.
To keep those microscopic cancers just dormant.
That's the whole game. Because the real danger, the reason cancer becomes so fatal, is metastasis.
The spread.
Right. If you have localized breast cancer, your 5-year survival is nearly 99%.
Okay, that's very high.
But once it metastasizes, that number just plummets down to 27%. That's why stopping the spread is everything.
And this is where it gets really interesting on a molecular level. Researchers found this fat receptor, right, called CD36.
Yes, CD36. And it seems to be absolutely essential for a cancer cell to break away and, set up shop somewhere else in the body.
But what flips the switch on this receptor?
It's a specific saturated fat, palmitic acid. It can cause the expression of CD36 to jump by as much as a 50-fold increase.
50-fold, that's huge.
And it happens fast, within about 12 hours.
And where are we getting this palmitic acid from?
Well, it's most concentrated in meat and dairy. But you also find it in a lot of junk food made with palm oil.
So does this molecular link actually hold up when you look at large populations?
It seems to. Interestingly, total dietary fat didn't really move the needle on breast cancer mortality. But when they isolated saturated fat intake, women with the highest intake were about 50% more likely to die of breast cancer.
50%, okay, that's a big signal.
It is. And it connects directly to specific foods. Studies found that high-fat dairy intake, but not low-fat dairy, was linked to much higher mortality risks after a diagnosis.
So for women consuming, say, a serving or more a day of high-fat dairy,
they saw about a 50% higher risk of dying from breast cancer compared to those who had the least.
Wait, but how do we know it's really the fat? Could it be something else that people who eat high-fat dairy do?
That's always the question with observational data, but the evidence from prostate cancer is, I think, even more compelling.
How so?
High-fat milk intake was linked to an increased risk of dying from localized prostate cancer by as much as 600%.
600%.
600. But here's the key part. Low-fat milk was not associated with this risk at all.
So it's not the casein or the protein or anything else in the milk?
It really points to the animal fat itself, the butterfat component, as the accelerant.
Okay, so let's move from observation to intervention. Yeah. What happens when people actually cut their fat intake?
This is where we look at the W-Lines trial and the Women's Health Initiative. Huge studies.
Right.
They had women reduce their fat intake to about 20% of their calories. After around 5 years, they saw a 24% lower risk of their breast cancer coming back.
A 24% reduction. And I bet there were other benefits, too.
Oh, absolutely. The, quote, side bonus was less heart disease and diabetes.
But the real aha moment for me in all this was the UCLA study, the speed of it.
It's incredible, isn't it?
They took women, put them on a plant-based diet with exercise, and then tested their blood against cancer cells.
Before and after. And in just 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Their blood was able to reduce breast cancer growth by 12% and increase cancer cell death apoptosis by 24%.
It shows how quickly your body's internal environment can change. In just 14 days, your blood itself becomes fundamentally more hostile to cancer.
So this whole idea of prevention, it starts to blur, doesn't it? For chronic diseases like cancer or heart disease, maybe it's actually ongoing treatment.
That's a great way to put it. We're all just making choices that either promote or suppress these microscopic things that are already there.
Given that the start of a cancer can happen decades before we ever find it, if you can start to reverse that promotion stage so quickly.
The power is really in what you do day to day.
It makes you wonder, what simple high-fat food could you swap out tonight to start making your body a little more inhospitable to cancer growth right now?